What's up, y'all? I'm Payson McKelvin of the Orange Seal Off-Road team, and I'm gonna walk you through the new Top Fuel today. Top Fuel has always been my go-to cross-country race bike. As trails and races have gotten longer and more demanding, Top Fuel has evolved to fulfill those needs. The longer front center and slacker head tube angle mean that you can have more confidence at speed, and once these long races really start to add up mileage-wise, it gives you a little bit more room for error and confidence as fatigue starts to build up. You may recognize MinoLink from other Trek models. On this bike, it's been moved to the top shock mount. In the high setting, you're going to have a more aggressive and responsive geometry. By flipping the MinoLink into the low position, the bottom bracket will be lowered by just a bit, the head angle will be slackened by half a degree, and you'll get to enjoy a more trail-oriented geometry. When I first saw this bike, one of the things that struck me most was how clean the frame looked. The new Control Freak internal cable routing system just really cleaned everything up and is super streamlined, keeps everything in place, and just looks really good. One of my all-time favorite feelings on a mountain bike is just smashing through rough turns. And the active braking pivot in the rear axle here allows for way more active suspension action under braking load. The addition of a knock block prevents the handlebars from twisting past a certain point, which allows for a straight shot down tube. That makes for a lighter and stiffer frame. If you're most interested in ultralight XC race-specific bikes, the Pro Caliber is a great option. If you're more interested in just shredding challenging terrain, the Fuel EX is a great option. The new Top Fuel fits right in the middle of those two. It's plenty capable on rough, challenging terrain, but it's also plenty fast to race. My first huge effort on this bike was a recent assault on the white rim fastest known time. I picked this bike because at around mile 60 through 90, you hit really rough slick rock terrain. So even though a lot of the loop is smooth and fast and very climby, I needed a bike that was going to soak up really rough terrain even when I was exhausted. This bike did exactly that and made sure that when I got to mile 99, I could still push hard to the finish line.
With the all-new Cannondale Habit, we set out to design the ultimate trail bike that delivers the best performance and fun for every rider. This bike makes every rider feel like a better rider, regardless of the trail. This bike is playful, poppy, confident, and fun, whether you're climbing technical trails or bombing descents. So what makes the Habit such a perfect trail bike? 66-degree head angle for confident charging without feeling sluggish on the uphills. 29-inch wheels to help you roll over everything in your way. 130 millimeters of travel front and rear. Enough for the big stuff, but also not too much for the flow. A low bottom bracket for carving and cornering. Short yet stable and stiff 435 millimeter chainstays enabled by our asymmetric AI drivetrain. A modern steep T-tube angle for easy, comfortable climbing. Other features include hassle-free cable routing, easy suspension setup, and aggressive trail spec. Wide bars, short stem, aggressive tire spec, and powerful brakes. We also have a flip chip feature on this frame to allow you to adjust the geometry and adjust between 29 and 27 plus inch wheels. What elevates the Habit above the rest, its true secret sauce, is a new suspension platform we designed called Proportional Response. Proportional Response delivers the same suspension performance for every rider, regardless of their size. We did extensive real-world testing to determine where the actual center of gravity heights are for different rider sizes. We then took this data and adapted the kinematic hardpoints to ensure that every rider has the exact same suspension performance, regardless of the bike size. This approach is very different from our competitors, who often just adjust the frame size geometry, but don't adjust the suspension kinematic points. For more information on proportional response, check out the white paper online. With the all-new Habit, we've bought great geometry, great spec, and a brand new suspension technology. This isn't just a trail bike for downhill riders or XC riders. This is a mountain bike for mountain bikers.
Really, the main goals for Trance X29 was to keep true to the Trance name. And for those that are familiar with it, that means trail riding. We're not talking about enduro, and we're not talking about cross country. We're talking about what most people do, which is trail riding.
Our intent was to really create a versatile, modern mountain bike that you can just go riding wherever you may be and really enjoy that ride, and I think we've achieved it. I would say the top goal for Trance X29 in development was creating the best all-around trail 29er.
And really the importance of being here at South Mountain in Phoenix, Arizona is to get the team together. And that gives us the opportunity to really make sure that we leave no stone unturned with the development process.
I think the benefits that most stand out for Trance X29 in terms of Maestro are bump performance. And one thing that has changed is we've added a flip chip, which is a powerful addition to the platform. The flip chip lets me confidently take my Trance X29 anywhere in the world to go riding. I won't use the chip daily, but I'll use it regionally. And if I'm changing location, lucky enough to go on a trip, I know that that bike has me covered, whether I'm climbing, riding technical trails, or riding a bike park and downhilling. I can do it all. The target rider for Trance X29 is a real mountain biker, the guy that's going to ride all trails in all conditions, rain, shine, uphill, downhill, aggressive, light duty, everything.
I prefer the Firebird 29 on this trail. With 170 millimeters of travel up front and 162 in the rear, this bike is ready to take on anything you can throw its way. With the addition of the flip chip on the rear suspension, it gives you the ability to adjust the ride height to get that perfect setup. The high-speed stability of this bike on steep, fast trails is unmatched. With a super slack head angle and 29-inch wheels, this bike will roll through the roughest terrain without hesitation.
The Shore brings the spirit of Vancouver's North Shore to every free ride and big mountain excursion. Its hydroformed alloy frame is built to take anything and is tested to DH standards, Norco's toughest. It's designed with Norco's Ride-Align design system and the latest in high-pivot horsed link suspension and ride engineering. 27.5-inch wheels provide lower rotational mass, high strength, and the increased agility over 29-inch on technical trails. The Shore's high suspension pivot creates a rearward rear axle path to allow the wheel to travel in line with the direction of impact encountered with trail obstacles. The idler pulley effectively eliminates the pedal kickback typically associated with long travel high pivot systems, ensuring suspension action unaffected by drivetrain forces and efficient power transfer. Rear coil shocks improve heat management and tracking in the rough. The precision coil-specific suspension kinematics ensure grip and support to boost jumps and shrug off deep landings on rough trails. The Shore is available in 2 distinct configurations, depending on the type of riding you love. 2 freeride models for riding up and down the world's toughest freeride and big mountain trails, and the Shore Park for all-day sessions on lift and shuttle access gravity runs. The Shore 1 and 2 offer 180mm rear travel combined with 180mm single crown forks and wide-range 12-speed drivetrains for big, burly rides in the wild. The Shore 1 features a Fox Factory 38 float fork with a Fox Factory DH X2 factory coil shock. Its SRAM GX Eagle drivetrain provides quick shifts and efficient pedaling, and Code RSC 4-piston 200mm brakes keep speed right where you need it. The Shore 2 has a RockShox Zeb R fork with a RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Ultimate DH shock, and the Shimano Dior 12-speed drivetrain provides durable performance along with the 203mm Shimano MT520 4-piston brakes. Both Shore 1 and 2 feature a 34.9mm Trans X dropper post with an added travel adjustment feature. The Shore Park has 190mm rear travel paired with a 200mm dual crown fork and a 7-speed drivetrain for big days at the bike park. The Shore Park features a RockShox Boxer Select RC fork, and a custom-tuned RockShox Super Deluxe Coil Ultimate DH shock provide the pinnacle of high-speed control. The SRAM GX 7-speed 1125T drivetrain supplies a tight gravity-oriented gear range, and 200mm SRAM code R4 piston brakes manage speed and heat during grueling all-day park sessions.
This is Nicky. He has a message for the world.
The Rift Zone 27.5 is Marin's most popular mountain bike. Most popular mountain bike.
Here we have Marin's most popular mountain bike, the Rift Zone 27.5. It's zippy. It's woohoo. It's It's made for fun. Formerly known by another name we're not allowed to mention for legal purposes. Oak Hill.
The Rift Zone 27.5 is Marin's most popular mountain bike. The Rift Zone 27.5 is Marin's most popular mountain bike. The Rift Zone 27.5 is Marin's most popular mountain bike.
And there we have it. Marin's most popular mountain bike, the Rift Zone 27.5.
The Rift Zone 27.5 is Marin's most popular mountain bike.